I work security at Disney World, the happiest place on earth. Typically, I wouldn't say where I work, as, obviously, there are pretty strict rules about things employees can put online. But I don't think I can tell this properly without that context. And honestly, I think this may be it for me anyway with this job. I just can't see myself working here any longer now. I've been with the company for 23 years. The first 20 years, I worked in the parks, nabbing shoplifters and rounding up people who were drinking too much for the heat. Occasionally, there'd be a fight to break up, but people usually kept it pretty mild. The heat and walking was getting too much for me the last few years, so I asked to be transferred somewhere with AC, and the company moved me to one of their resorts. While the working conditions were 110% better, as far as climate and comfort go, the guest issues were trickier, mainly domestics. I guess the expensiveness and stress of a vacation got to a lot of people, and I'd be called by neighbouring rooms because some mum and dad were yelling at each other. I'd try to suggest they take a nap, or go do separate activities for a bit, and that would usually calm them down. But none of this is what I'm here for. I've got to get this out while I have time. 3 days ago, I got a call from management. Apparently, a couple of days before that, housekeeping had went into a room that should have been turned over that day. Turned over is when one guest leaves by about 11 AM, and the next guest checks in around 3 PM. And all of the guests' items were still in the room. Housekeeping made a note of it, and moved on. But during the next 2 days, when they entered the room, everything was still there, and untouched. I went to check it out, and sure enough, there was an empty room, full of luggage, clothes, snacks, some toys, everything a family would need for a vacation. The manager had already looked up the previous reservation, and it was for a family. Dad, Mum, 2 little kids. I tried to call the phone numbers they had given, but all I got was voicemail. We were a bit stumped, so I made the call that housekeeping could clean the room and take the family's personal items to be held until we got in contact with someone. I went digging into the reservation more. The family had arrived 5 days before housekeeping discovered all their stuff. I found that the family had paid a parking fee, and their vehicle description was listed. A quick walk of the parking lots, and I had easily located their vehicle, so ruled out car accident, or them just deciding to leave all their stuff behind. Next, I saw that they had bought a dining plan. This is when a guest prepays for all their food. They're given a certain number of credits to use for meals. This family had only used 3 credits, and the last one was 2 days after they had checked in. It appeared that the day they arrived, they got here late and probably stayed on the resort. The next day, they used 2 credits at Epcot. The second park day, they used just 1 credit at Magic Kingdom, and it was at breakfast time. Now, at Disney, we have something called magic bands. Magic bands are worn by guests and act as a room key, park ticket, credit card, dining reservation payment, fast pass, a system used to bypass lines, and more. It took some work, but I was finally able to look up this family's fast pass history. The day they went to Magic Kingdom, they had breakfast in a restaurant in the park, rode a couple of rides, and then rode their last ride. It's a Small World. Around 11 AM. Then, nothing. Finally, it was time to bring someone else in on this. I called an old co-worker at Magic Kingdom and asked him to pull the security footage for It's a Small World at the time they rode it, and I made my way over there. When I got there, my friend was very confused, almost distraught looking. He showed me what he found. There's usually a camera in the direction of where rides load and unload. The footage showed them scanning their bands to use fast passes for the ride, and boarding the ride. The footage from the exit of the ride just showed other people in their car, exiting. They weren't there. Of course, we thought the worst. Maybe one of the kids had fallen out and Mum and Dad and the other kid got off in the middle of the ride to help, and they got injured or killed or stuck in machinery somewhere. So we shut down the ride. Middle of the damn day. Turned off that earworm music and turned up the lights. Me and my buddy walked that ride 3 times before we called in help. Eventually, there were close to 10 cast members searching, and we didn't find shit except for 3 cell phones and a hat. I was really stumped. I kept digging the past couple of days, and I'm not sure who to tell what I found next. I've called the police, and I suppose they're on the way. But the company has a way of covering things up like this, and I decided I can't live with myself if I don't put out some type of warning. I kept digging into their reservation over the last couple of days, and today I noticed they had purchased Memory Maker. There are photographers all over the parks and cameras in a lot of the rides, and with Memory Maker, all the photos are free. They automatically get added to the guest's Disney account when the system knows their picture has been taken, and the system always knows. Everyone's whereabouts are always known with magic bands. Well, I opened up their Memory Maker photo album, and I swear there's 732 pictures. First 30 or so are pretty normal. Epcot, a few rides, in front of the castle. But the rest are all in It's a Small World. The ride only takes 1 picture per go-around, so it appears as though this family had ridden this ride over 700 times. The first picture was pretty normal. Everyone looked happy. It was a busy day, and a full car of guests. The next one is rough to look at. The car is empty, except for this family, and they look so damn confused. The next 10, 15, I can see the dad getting angry, yelling. Mum is holding on to the 2 kids like her life depends on it, and you can see the kids getting increasingly upset, crying, and it goes on and on. After 50 or so, it looks like they're trying to get out. In one, the dad is missing. In another, they're all gone. Maybe like they've bailed early in the ride and tried to walk out. But in the very next one, they're all right back in that damn car. After around 450 or so, I only see the mum and kids. It's just, when I look closely, I can see the dad. Maybe just his body now, slumped down in one of the other seats. Since about 675, there's just the mum and 1 kid. Another body in another seat. The mum and the kid aren't moving anymore. I think them 2 are still alive, just damn near catatonic, looking straight ahead, pale. And y'all, I swear on my fucking life, the dolls are moving or something. In some of the pictures, I can tell they aren't where they should be. I even saw one with a doll in the car with this family. I can't look anymore. I'm going to lose my lunch. I closed the album. Its file size has increased since I closed it. God, there are new pictures being added. I see on security cameras that the local PD just arrived, so they'll take over soon. I wish I knew what the fuck is going on, but I also wish this damn thing had never landed in my lap. I don't think I'll be able to update this. After I talk to the police, I think I'm going to walk out of here and never come back. I just wanted to get this out there before Disney feeds the media some bullshit cover-up as to why a whole family vanished. They didn't vanish. I know where they are.
We arrived at the gate with joy in our eyes. A family vacation, a dream in disguise. From Epcot to magic, we danced in the sun. But our story took a turn, it had just begun. Magic bands on our wrists, smiles wide and free. Fast passes in hand, oh what could be. Little did we know, as we took our seats in the small world ride, our hearts would cease to beat. It's a small world after all, where dreams can turn to fears. Round and round we go, through the music and the tears. Caught in the spinning, lost in the song. It's a small world after all, where everything went wrong. First few rounds just laughter and glee, but soon we were stuck, we have no way to flee. Mom held us tight, Dad's anger grew, a nightmare trapping us, we didn't have a clue. Pictures clicking away, each pass around, expressions changing, despair profound. From smiles to tears, then cries to please. In this endless loop, we beg for release. It's a small world after all, where dreams can turn to fears. Round and round we go, through the music and the tears. Caught in the spinning, lost in the song. It's a small world after all, where everything went wrong. Disappearing one by one, father's gone, what have we done? Mother's tears, child's lost gaze, locked in this an endless maze. Dolls now shift not where they should, evil grin misunderstood. Round and round the madness grows, where we'll end nobody knows. It's a small world after all, where dreams can turn to fears. Round and round we go, through the music and the tears. Caught in the spinning, lost in the song. It's a small world after all, where everything went wrong. Now the ride's still moving with us inside. Oh, trapped in this nightmare, we can't hide. If you hear the music, keep calling, beware the light. It's a small world after all.